Hello friends, in today's video we are going to talk about character and characterization, two very important literary terms. So what is a character? As you know, the term comes from the original Greek character, that is an engraved marking, also a symbol or imprint on the soul by association. So, by a very general definition, a character is a person who appears in a work, story, book, play, movie, anything. It is a defining quality or a sum of qualities, moral, emotional, intellectual, that define a person or a thing. So, you may define character as a sum of qualities, moral, intellectual, emotional, that define a person or a thing. How is a character revealed? Well, one has to take a 360-degree kind of approach to that. That is, a character reveals itself by saying things, by doing things, of course. And then a character is revealed in front of others by what other characters say about that specific character. In drama, there is a technique called soliloquy, using which a character reveals his innermost thoughts. In poetry, dramatic monologue, and in fiction, interior monologue in stream of consciousness technique that is very useful in revealing the innermost thoughts of character. And whatever a character does is because of a motive and some motivation. So motivation becomes the ground for action, and character is translated into action, and character arises out of action too at the same time. Now we'll talk about characterization, the second term. So characterization again is coming from Greek characterizein, to designate by a characteristic mark. Mark, that is the etching, remember, in the character thing. So in this, by a metaphorical use, you can see that somebody, a playwright, a novelist, is designating a character with intellectual, moral, emotional qualities, is creating a clear-cut character, is etching a character. And this marking out of a precise form is called characterization. So it is characterized plus noun ending ation, and it means description of essential features, portrayal in words, etc. So I repeat, the definition is description of essential features, portrayal in words, etc. There are two ways of characterizing: mimetic and diegetic. So there is the showing mimetic way or diegetic, the telling way. Now, realistic kind of portrayal would be showing, in which the narrator, the playwright does not intervene, and characters reveal themselves through action and by what other characters say about them. And in the diegetic method, that is the telling method, there is intervention. And through intervention, also characters, purpose, motives, etc., are revealed. Now, there are two basic types of characters: the two-dimensional characters and the three-dimensional characters, um, or as E.M. Forrester talked about in his All Aspects of Novel, the static character or the flat character versus the round character, or what we call the dynamic character. So, the two-dimensional character is not etched in detail, but the three-dimensional one is. The static character does not change much throughout the story, throughout the action, but the 3D character, that is a dynamic character, does change. A flat character is, as the word 2D suggests, is like on a surface, a flattened kind of thing in which only a couple of characteristics appear and they are focused on. A round character is a character in which n number of facets, all rounded kind of development of facets in a character are shown. A stable character is a character that does not change much from the beginning till the end. Now, that character may be a protagonist also. For example, The character of Prospero does not change much from the beginning to the end. That character may be an antagonist also. For example, the character of Iago remains what he is from beginning to end. So, stable character. And the changing character. So, changing will be another name for dynamic if you want, when a character grows or matures or deteriorates if you want. Then there is a simple character in which only one characteristic or one set of characteristics is focused upon and developed. And complex character, there is a large number of characteristics, intersecting characteristics, even antagonizing characteristics. They are developed in detail, and that adds to the three dimensionness of that character. And then in 2D character, there is a special kind of character which is called type character. There is genres, various genres. They have established types, and then the rigid, petrified character, the type character, is called the stock character, because stock character is so very common and popular. We'll talk about stock character a little bit in detail. So, the pedigree of stock characters go back to the old Greek comedy of Aristophanes. So, the old Greek comedy had three main kinds of stock characters: the alloson, the impostor or braggart; the airon, the self derogatory ironist. By the way, airon is the one from the word from which irony is originated, and Socrates in Platonic dialogues is a kind of airon. He takes a kind of stance that shows others that he does not know anything, self derogatory. But actually, he does know many things, and he finally makes others realize that they don't know anything. So there is Aaron and Bomolokos, the buffoon. Now, Northrop Frye added another, the fourth character, Agorikos, that is the rustic or the gullible character. You can take the example of any n number of characters. For example, even take Osric from Hamlet. uh, there is either rustic or is coming from a rustic background, a kind of background that is not gelling well with the metropolis or the urban background, and then is made fun of. And then when we come down in time lane from old Greek comedies towards Latin and medieval comedies, we meet other stock characters like the character of Vice, from which Falstaff is developed, and the character of Miles Gloriosus that can be linked back to Alison. And then we finally reach the Renaissance Italy and the Commedia dell'arte of Italy, in which we have got stock characters that generally, other than Innamorati, all the other characters used to wear masks. So, stock characters that are characterized by masks and their specific trademark kind of dress. So, although Arlecchino's dress is not coming out in this Arlequin, the Arlecchino's dress is not coming out in full detail in here, but then his dress was, very close to the motley uh, that was worn by clowns. And then there is Colombina, and then there is Dottore, and so on and so forth. So these names here are in French, but in Italian, the original, the names would be Arlecchino, Il Dottore, Colombina, and so on and so forth. Now, you don't need to go into the detail of this, but this Commedia dell'arte of the Renaissance Italy had impact on the later drama, later, that is later than Renaissance Italy, English drama, starting from even Elizabethan drama, if you want. And the comedy of humors, for example, Johnson, it does have examples of these stock characters. Now let's talk about a couple of stock words, if you want, the technical terms that are used only in our field, but sometimes it's also used expanded manner in outside world too. So protagonist and antagonist, they are made of the key terms proto plus agonistes and anti plus agonistes. So proto is first, first and anti is against. So this first is against which the anti works. And what is the meaning of agonistai? It is to contend from a prize that comes from agon. Remember Samson agonistes. There is a wrestler, a contester, a struggler. So agonistan, agon, struggling, a contest. So drama is a struggle, is a kind of conflict between two. The central or the first character, that is the protagonist, the first contender, if you want, and the antagonist, because everything is defined from the perspective of the protos agonistes, so protagonist. So antagonist becomes anti because that person is acting against the protagonist. Therefore, antagonist, there's a deuteragonist, the third important character, but we're not going into that at present. And then another important stock term is foil. Foil, for example, in case of Hamlet, I keep taking the example of Hamlet. Why I don't know, but the word coming, it comes out of my mouth like jumping. It's at the tip of my tongue, kind of Hamlet. So yeah, I've taken the name. So Hamlet, Prince Hamlet, that is. In his foil, if you look at the play, you will find Horatio is his foil. You can find Laertes as his foil. And what is the meaning of a foil? Foil is one, a person, another character that enhances the character in which we have interest. For example, the protagonist by contrast. So if Hamlet cannot decide and cannot act decisively, then Laertes can. If Hamlet gets swayed by emotions, well, Horatio does not. So the word foil comes from the practice of backing a gem with a metal foil to make it shine more brilliantly. Therefore, foil. Thank you for listening, friends. And if you have any questions down there, please put the questions in the comment box. I hope you liked this video. I've tried to keep it as short as possible. Uh, but then, yeah, still it has become a bit longer than I wanted. So if you have liked this video, please do click at the like button. And I hope that you have liked it enough to stay with us to subscribe. So if you subscribe, then whenever I upload any other video, you'll get the information. And you see that I do upload videos regularly and I do upload videos that are useful for you. So please like and subscribe and communicate with me. Ask your questions, give me suggestions through the comment box because they always encourage me. So I thank you again for listening. You can connect with Winner's Edge, through our blog. If you are coming from our UPHESC English Literature thing, you can check the first blog. If you are coming from BA Department of English Concerns, you can check Department of English Study Materials blog. We have a Telegram channel also. The links are given in the description box down there too. And of course, this YouTube channel that you came to. So thanks again. Thank you so very much.